Welcome to Facts After Dark, a safe space to get deep and personal as we discuss adult themes and maybe even some fantasies. Because we all know the deeper, the better. Now turn down the lights, turn up the heat, and let's get spicy. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Healthy, happy, and welcome to Friday night. It's Facts After Dark. We appreciate you being here. For those of you who do not find us here in our normal time slot, we do this every once in a while. We call it Facts After Dark, just a little kind of a different mood, different vibe, different feeling, different flavor, so to speak, right? But it's still me, and it's still our amazing community, and we wanted to kind of perhaps continue the conversation from earlier today, because if you were with us this morning, which bled into this afternoon, it was quite a moment. There was just these breakthrough moments that we had. We can talk about that over the course of the night, but tonight it's for you. It's what's on your mind. And I've been asked, like, if you're interested in, I don't know, picking my brain or asking questions, we can turn this into a Q&A. I'm happy to do that. But this is for you. This is what's here, what's on your mind. Tapping is clapping, liking is loving, sharing is caring. You know the usual stuff. Please consider joining our team. Please consider joining our Discord. Please consider contributing to our cause, which is the Do Something Tour. We had a great day. Thank you to everybody who donated. Really appreciate you. We're marching towards 4K now on our quest to 25K to support the Do Something Tour. Interestingly enough, today's conversation was exactly what I wanted to do, which is what I hope to do when I'm out on the road talking to people, right? So, Robbie, I saw it. Thank you for that. I'll respond, but thank you for that. I did see your note. Conversations, it has to be a willingness, right? There's got to be a willingness on both sides. And the amazing conversation we had with Mike and also with Jay. Jay had to drop for a phone call, but Jay's a non-voter. I think we got Jay thinking a little bit differently. And Mike, I think, Mike is in his quest to deconstruct. And I think he realized that there's perhaps a lot to deconstruct. And I offered him the opportunity to come up tonight so we can talk. Thank you. We can come up tonight so he can come up tonight and talk. And if that continues in that sort of, the theme of deconstruction today, that's great. If anybody wants to hear the replay, they can go to the YouTube channel. We don't stream Facts After Dark on Friday nights. We just kind of keep it to this particular space, just because the conversations are a little bit different and a little bit more off the cuff, so to speak. But if you're interested, you can go to the YouTube channel. The Facts Still Matter. You can find the link in the link tree that's in my bio, and then you can listen to the replay. So it was a great day, and it kind of it's interesting because I started the show this morning talking about this an amazing interaction I had in person yesterday at a dog park for someone who was a 25-year pastor, 74 years old. He has multiple grandchildren and a great-grandchild, and he's got the script, right? He's got the script in his head. And I think maybe we made some progress there because we just kind of broke things down one at a time. Like, did you know this? Did you know that? No, I didn't. Where did you get your information from? And then that sort of turned into a conversation about the patriarchy and about the influence of the church and how he looks at his grandsons and granddaughters differently because he believes that men should lead. So I challenged that conviction. I said, imagine sitting down in a room with your 9 grandchildren and great-grandchildren and basically telling your grandsons that in your worldview, they hold more value in society than your granddaughters do. And I think that was a moment for him, right? Like, wait a second, that's not how I feel. I said, well, okay, if that's not how you feel, that's great. I'm glad to hear you don't feel that way. Super, that's awesome. I'm super glad you don't feel that way. But what you've said certainly aligns and, the influence of the church. So like I mentioned to you, I'm planning on going to one of his sermons next Sunday. I just want to see it. I just want to go and watch. And I'm not a church goer. I'm an atheist, and I just but I'm going to go out of respect to him. He was willing to spend some time talking to me, and I asked him if I could attend, and he said I'd be honored, so I'll be there. And then that kind of went into conversation today that we had with Jay, and it was a freak show. Cool. I appreciate you, Blocked by TikTok. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you care about humanity so much. Would you like to come up so I can brainwash you too? Appreciate that. And then that kind of turned into a conversation we had with Jay. Jay was a non-voter, and Jay was sort of the two sides of the same coin kind of person. And like we've discussed before in this space, right? There's like roughly 90 million people And by the way, I want to mention this. Texas is showing up. Something's happening in Texas. Battle lines are being drawn. And you're starting to see massive registration from Democrats and massive early voting from Democrats all over the state. The primary is on Tuesday, right? So something's happening there. Anyway, 90 million people roughly nationally who did not vote in the 2024 election. 90 million. And Jay was one of those people. And I look at them in two distinct categories. There's the people who really feels like the two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird. I think that's lazy, quite frankly, because I think it's about people who. Thank you, Sanjay. I appreciate you. I think people who prescribe to that particular theory, I don't know if they're necessarily out to solve any problems. They're more about they approach politics more anarchistically, potentially. But then there's the rest. There's the 90 million or so, or 45 million or so that are just people like us, right? People just want to make ends meet. They just want their family, their children to have a brighter future. They want affordable health care. They want clean water. They don't want to have to work until they die. They want a social safety net that takes care of them in case there's an emergency. Those people feel left behind though, right? They're left behind. They're disenfranchised voters. They don't feel like they have a place. They may not have been approached by any of their, thank you, Emma. They have been approached by, they may never have been approached by their elected officials. They may not even know who their elected officials are. That's kind of the spirit of do something, right? And conversations with non-voters from deep red districts to deep blue districts, Appalachia, the Ohio River Valley, the Southeast, the Atlantic Coast, the indigenous reservations and tribes across the country, plain states, all over. There's disenfranchised voters everywhere. And although I'd love to go to every state, our tour is going to take us wherever the wind takes us, quite frankly. That's where it's going to take us. And today was a perfect example of what we want to accomplish. One conversation at a time, but to me, it's about listening. And I think that was the opportunity that I hope Mike shared or appreciated today, is that there were people here willing to listen, right? And I'm grateful to have this space to be able to do that. It was great. I spent some quality time with my daughter this afternoon, took her shopping. We were just cruising around, having a chit chat, going to, Ulta Beauty, walking in there and my eyes were watering because of the overwhelming sense of smell that existed. But it was just a great day. And I think of myself and I'm like, this is the shit we're fighting for. These are the kind of conversations that I'm desperate to have, because there's so much more than just right versus left, red versus blue, D versus R, Dem versus Republican. This is about the people who are out to get all of us. People that are currently being protected by a corrupt government. But it's really, if we can, I'm never going to say look beyond that, but as we look past that, we have to think about the things that are important to all of us. So that's what Do Something is about. So if you want to support the channel, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. We appreciate you all in advance. For more information, if you join our Discord, you'll find in the announcements channel, you'll find the Do Something channel, gives you more information about what we're doing. So that's what we're doing. Love over hate, right over right. Yeah, so we're working on it. Actually, I might just take this opportunity just to kind of, since we have a bit of a lull in guest requests, I think I'm gonna just take you through. I'll just read you what I'm planning on doing, and I'm working on trying to produce this video. I have this idea that I want to turn this into like a PR pitch, basically, because this is the entire. Hold on a second, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here you go. So the idea behind it is this, and I'll just read it to you. Just give me a second. Let me just find it. Where is it? Okay. So I want to start with something honest. A lot of people in this country are tired. Not just busy tired, I mean soul tired. Tired of working hard and still feeling like they're falling behind. Tired of watching the news and feeling powerless. Tired of hearing promises every election season and then watching nothing change. And if you've ever felt like this, like your vote doesn't matter, like your voice doesn't count, I want you to know something. You're not alone and you're not wrong for feeling that way. Because when you feel ignored long enough, you stop believing anyone is listening. And when you stop believing anyone is listening, you stop showing up. This is what I've learned in my life. The moment that good people stop showing up is the moment the wrong people take over the room. That's why we're launching the Do Something Tour. Not because I think I have the answers, not because I'm here to tell anyone what to think, but because I believe We're losing something precious in this country, and that's our faith in each other. I'm going to travel the country, sit down with people who feel forgotten, people who feel dismissed, people who feel like the system is built for someone else. And I'm going to listen. I want to hear what broke your trust. I want to hear what you've lived through. I want to hear what you wish the people in power actually understood about you and your life. Because the truth is, democracy is not a speech. It's not a slogan. It's not something that happens once every 4 years. Democracy is people. It's parents trying to keep their kids safe. It's workers trying to keep food on the table. It's communities trying to stay whole. It's people who don't want to be a headline. They just want to be okay. And I know this. If we want change, we can't just hope for it. We have to participate in it. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to know every issue. I'm not asking you to trust politicians. I'm asking you to trust your own worth. To remember that your voice matters, even if it's been ignored. To remember that your vote matters, even if it hasn't felt like it. And to remember that your presence mattered, because this country belongs to you too. So this is my invitation. Come back in, not because the system deserves you, but because your community does. Your kids do. Your future does. This is the Do Something Tour. And if you've ever felt powerless, I want you to hear me clearly. You still have power. Let's do something together. So thank you for that. Appreciate you guys. Good evening.
Hello, Steve. I've never been on your evening lives before.
We don't do it a lot, like every other week.
Okay, well, I did hear you doing it before, and I just saw you alive, so I wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So it sounds absolutely amazing with that tour that you're doing.
Yeah.
I really like it. But I wanted to tell you what I was thinking. I just came from Eurotalk Live, similar to the ones that I'm doing. And we had a Trump supporter up, and we basically ended up having him say that he was living in a socialist society, like a subculture that was socialist. I know. I was
That's
literally, I was so I know. It was because he was sharing that, like, he was kind of going with the idea of he's like, he want to be self-sustaining, but them as like his little community, they were supporting each other. He was telling how he doesn't want to be a part of like the American society, and he just want to be left alone. But we were like talking with him back and forth, and then all of a sudden we were all like, but what you're describing right now is basically the foundation of socialism. Like, this is a socialistic, like, this is how it works. You, like, us helping each other, us actually being there for each other, like trading with our neighbors, creating a small society where everyone's equal.
Yeah.
And he actually admitted, saying, it might be true. I might be a socialist. Yeah. So we just found a socialist Trump supporter.
Well, you know what? It's funny you say that, because I have a feeling there are more of them than we might think, because they tend to want to be the libertarian. Are you familiar with American libertarians, Sanjay?
Yes.
Yeah. So
you can summarize it for me, but as far as I think I am.
Basically, they're, I tend to, on the political spectrum analysis that I've done myself, I'm a progressive, but I'm a progressive libertarian, because I just don't believe in big government overreach. Like, I think there are things that the government, I hold the government responsible for, but we don't want them in everything that we do. So libertarians are very, they're not anarchistic. They just want to beat to their own drum. They support the Constitution. They respect rights for the most part, but they just don't want the traditional machine of government. So they'll likely vote third party. They'll identify a libertarian candidate when the time comes, and they'll vote that way. That's the easiest way to summarize it.
Cool. I know that. I've seen it on the TV.
Oh yeah, you've seen it for sure. Well, and it's interesting you say that, because we often talk in our little community that we've created about our commune. I have to ask the queens, because our commune is run by the matriarchy, so I have to ask for permission for everything. Like, I might get outdoor time on occasion if I'm good. We always joke about it. I'm kidding, but not really. But the commune life is the way to go, right? Commune life is the way to go. Noam Chomsky and others described the idyllic environment where we work for each other, we work with each other. We have conversations with each other about things that matter, and we help each other, we support each other.
But
How great would that
I
be?
don't understand how they can be Trump supporters. You know, like that's what confuses me as someone from the outside. Like, how can you support such a capitalistic like mentality and
Yeah.
then say to me that you want to have this kind of equality within society and then still support Donald Trump?
Hmm.
It makes no sense in my little Danish brain.
Did you talk about healthcare with him at all?
We didn't get there. No, we didn't get there. It was because we were talking like he was just explaining like what his life was like, and he was saying that like he just wanted to be left alone. Trump was kind of like he didn't love Trump. He wasn't like a full-on MAGA, but he was kind of like so Kamala wasn't even better, so that's why I chose Trump, you know. But he still believed that, yeah, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
argument.
Well, that's the fight that we have, and we had a great conversation earlier today with someone who actually I just saw him show up. I asked him to come back tonight so we can continue our conversation actually, because that was an unpacking. That was we were watching deconstruction in real time. It was beautiful to watch actually to be a part of. It was incredible. It was actually
I
incredible. So
saw
they're out there.
I
Yeah, they're out
I
there.
only saw the end of that, and I felt the emotions of that. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I heard
it
that
was.
you're putting it on YouTube. So
It's on my YouTube channel now. It's up there. Yeah, you can go watch it. It's the one
okay,
posted from today. Yeah,
I would. It
it's like
seemed
the
like a
last hour.
beautiful.
It's like the last hour of the show. So if anybody wants to
Mhm.
check it out, please feel free. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
amazing.
I want to give you your flowers because you also hold these panels where the conversations can be constructive, but it requires a willingness on both sides, right? And your willingness to talk to anybody, and then people who want to kind of deconstruct or unpack a little bit, they've got to be willing to do it as well. So congratulations to you. And
I
I know you
feel
mentioned you wanted to kind
well.
of talk about that you wanted to talk about how you can maybe do your platform. I'm happy to have that
Yeah.
conversation with you anytime.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did send
Yeah,
you a message. It's new for me all this, and I'm getting a lot of praise, and you're saying so nice things about me, and I appreciate that very much. I do like your platform as well, Steve. But yeah,
thanks.
it's new, and for me, it's so very simple, to be honest. It's how I grew up. It's about like we have to understand our position to be able to like we have to stand there with open arms because everyone can make mistakes, everyone can say something wrong, and we have to understand and educate. Like educate it, as you're saying, like teachers, most important people in the
Correct.
world, because
They
we
really are.
have to. They are because they're shaping the future. You know, like ugh, education is just a way forward, and we can help educate by having good conversations. We have to be willing to listen. Like we have to listen to each other.
You're right. It's difficult in the noise. That's why this road show, this tour that I'm doing, Sanjay, I think is going to be beneficial because it's difficult to kind of run away from a conversation when you're talking to somebody face to face. At least that's what I hope, right? You know, a bearded tattoo guy who's grew up hunting and fishing. I mean, I can assimilate to numerous communities, and that's going to be my plan. So that's the goal. That's the goal.
It sounds
That's my
beautiful.
hope, at
I
least.
hope
Thank you.
I hope it will happen. But I heard that yeah, you're probably not. You said that you're going
It's
all
going to.
around. Yeah, but I'm saying like you said that you're going all
Yeah.
around and you're just gonna go with the flow. But you're not coming to Denmark, right? Oh no.
I probably won't make it to Denmark this time unless we're talking do something do something tour goes international. That's
Well, we do
next.
have a vote coming. We do have a national election coming up, so maybe you'll come here and have a big conversation about that. That would be fun.
Maybe so. Well, I just
That's
want to thank
funny.
you for being gracious, including me in your community, and I really respect the work that you do. So, friends, if you don't
Me
follow
too.
Sanjay, please do. And I'm
Mm,
sure I'll
I
see you in the
appreciate
TikTok
you.
streets over the next couple of days. I appreciate you back. Thanks for being here, friend. I appreciate you very
Of course,
much.
Steve. Thank you.
Have
Bye bye.
a good night. Be safe out there. All right,
You
bye.
too.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy joining those panels. There's Mike. All right. I just invited our friend Mike. We're going to have that conversation. Yes, NJ is great. Please follow her if you don't. I really enjoyed our conversations. I am so glad you came back. So glad.
I told you I would, buddy.
I'm really glad you did. How you doing?
I'm a man of my word. I'm right here with my wife. She's got to go work out, so she's like, "Do I really have to say hi?" I'm laughing.
Hi.
I got a Sicilian Italian. So, they're a pain in the ass. I love
it's nice
I
to meet
love
you.
her.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm Steve. You can. I'm not sure if she can hear me, but happy. It's nice to meet you. We had a really good conversation with Mike today. I know how much he loves you. He told us that, but it's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Steve.
So, Mike, I was thinking about our conversation. All afternoon. I got to spend some quality time with my daughter. We went out, did some shopping, had some food, and then I got back, and a lot of people reached out to me about our conversation, and you really made a big impression.
It was that strong. It was that strong.
It was
of a conversation. Okay.
It was. Do you want to know why?
No, I don't. I love to know why. Why?
Okay. It was strong and it was powerful because you were willing to listen. And there was some tough love moments. We called out a few things, right? We called out some misogyny, we called out some racism, we kind of unpacked it together a little bit. It kind of gave you reasons why, I saw what I saw and some of the things you were saying. You took that in. You didn't take the bait like in many conversations that many people have around this space, and you didn't lash out, you didn't get defensive. You just sat there and you listened to learn. And we all learn from these conversations. The amount of support that you got from our community, first of all, this community is incredible in general, but the amount of support that you got from this community was really important to me, because I wanted you to feel like, hey, if you're willing to step back and maybe make a change in the way that you look at things, there's a spot for you here.
Well, you want to know, Steve, I had a great father, and you have to look at things. And being in construction all my life, I have to look at things not always at the negative areas. I have to look positive. And sometimes that's hard. That's hard for me. And
Sure.
my wife will tell you. I'm a stubborn Russian, Irish Polak,
Yes,
and but anyway, Steve, you woke me up, okay? And you woke me up like about, I would say, when I've been telling my wife about you, when she got home from work, about us, and you would get mad and cut me off, and I understand why, but I deserved it. But I have to listen sometimes. I can't always think I'm right, and you proved that to me today, and I love you for that. You really showed me, I believe, an avenue. I don't know if I'm saying this right. I had a learning disability in school, so I hope I'm saying the words right. But you showed me a way that maybe I've been thinking wrong. Maybe I've been listening to the wrong people. Maybe I shouldn't be so negative. Okay, and I think I've been negative a long time in my life, and I appreciate that, Steve, for pulling that out of me. That you know how long that's taken? Many years. My sister's
Long time,
trying
right?
to take that, and I love you for that, Steve. Thank you. And my wife,
Mike,
will love you for it.
what's your wife?
Said, yep.
What's your wife's name, if I can ask?
Go ahead, Tom.
I'm Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. It's a pleasure. As a proud Italian American myself, raised by Carmela and Teresa, so I'm fully into our shared culture. So thank you for sharing your husband with us today, because it was a great conversation. I want to, if we can, maybe can we continue a little bit, Mike? Do you have a few minutes?
Hey, I'm open all night, man. Whatever you want to talk about, buddy. Yeah.
So we unpacked the hard part. We went through a lot of the hard part today, right?
Steve, can you explain a little bit to my wife that how me and you I stopped fighting with you, and we actually had a great conversation because she's
Sure.
trying to ask me. Can you
Sure.
explain it to her? Okay. Go
Yes.
ahead.
So Debbie, the thing specifically that I want to give Mike a lot of credit for is his willingness to listen. I think that was the biggest thing. I think there were some things that we discussed that I kind of called Mike out on some of the things, the way in which he described even people in your own family, the things about stepdaughters and relationships and microaggressions that. Yeah, little things like that. And in the past, when I've had those conversations with people, calling those things out, most of the time, especially white men, overreact, get angry, get aggressive, call me names, I'll get death threats. Mike did none of those things. He just sat there, he listened, he asked questions, he accepted the feedback. He took the love from our community here that said, we got you, Mike. We got a place for you. That's the whole point. And that's where you deserve a lot of credit, Mike, for that. And you as well, Debbie, because it's a journey. When you deconstruct from things, especially if you're influenced either by the church or if you're influenced by patterns or behaviors or whatever that might be, it's hard to deconstruct. There has to be a willingness to do it. And you're willing.
Correct.
I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah, she agrees with me.
Yes.
Yeah, big time.
So, Debbie, do you and Mike agree? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't want to cry again because
it's okay, man.
My wife,
let it out.
My wife has gone through hell because of me, because of what the shit I said. Or I'm sorry to swear. The things I said.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. You're good. We got you.
To her daughter, and she's got a great man, okay, but it put what do you call it? Wear and tear on my wife.
Yes, it's worn me down. The comments.
Yeah, go ahead, say
the comments that he has made to my son or my daughter about her choice. He's a great man. I don't care if he's, red, yellow, black, white. He takes good care of her. And that's all that a mom can ask for. And I love him for that. And I know Mike, sees a little differently. And
I said I was sorry. But that didn't work out.
Yes. And I'm glad that he's listening to what you have to say. That's a huge milestone for him.
Yeah, we unpacked that today a little bit, Debbie. I challenged Mike on some of the things that he said. And like I said before, in the past, when I've tried to do these things, it hasn't always ended well. But your husband decided that, that was a moment. Like he'd never either never been called out by, we're not that far apart in age, Mike and I, Debbie. We're only 4 years apart in age. So we grew up in the same generation, right? We grew up under the same conditions. We're aware of all kinds of things. And at some point, Mike made some conscious decisions to have certain tendencies towards people of color. And we unpacked that quite a bit today. And I think that's the hardest part for people realizing, like when you say things that I'm not racist because I have a black person who works for me, or I'm not racist because I have a black friend. That's what they refer to as tokenization, right? Just because you have a black friend does not mean that you can't be racist. And what I explained to Mike today is that as a white man,
what's that mean, Steve? What's that mean?
I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you. Well, basically, you use it like a token, like it's a badge. Hey, because I have a black friend, that means I'm not racist. That's the idea behind it. And as I was explaining to Mike earlier today, Debbie, that when you live in a system, because I'm sure you'll know this, Debbie, but the system that we all live in, the collective we, is tilted towards Mike and I as white men, as white heterosexual, and I think Mike admitted that he's Christian. So even more. So Mike is at the pinnacle of privilege in our society. It doesn't mean that Mike didn't have a difficult time growing up, or I didn't have a difficult time. It didn't mean that things weren't hard for us. It didn't mean that that it was difficult to make ends meet. What it means is there was nothing in our way. The color of our skin was not in our way. That's an example of privilege. And the hardest part for people that are deconstructing from it, right, is accepting that. And the more people are willing to accept it, the better, or the more effective a way that we can approach society on the collective. That's the idea, right? So accepting it, embracing it, and then the really magical part, Mike and Debbie, is what do you do with it once you realize it? That's the special sauce, as they say.
Okay. Now, I'll let my wife talk about it.
Sure.
And she's gotten back with her daughter, but her daughter is going through issues about me for what I said. So she's still having a hard time to ever come over and see us. And my wife, she gets upset, but I understand, so I'll let her tell you. So
Okay.
maybe you can give us a couple, I don't know, maybe you can help us out, with this
That's
situation.
why I'm here.
So Steve,
This show is for you guys tonight. That's why I'm here. Go ahead, Debbie.
so
Oh, thank you. I thank you so much.
You talk about, us being raised in the time period we were in the 60s, born in the 60s,
Well,
raised
tell
in
me
the
how old you are.
70s.
Tell me how old.
I'm 60 years old. So,
Yeah.
She just turned 60.
Hey, Mike, guys, 1 second. Mike, do me a favor. Mike, don't interrupt Debbie. Let her tell her story.
All right.
Okay?
I won't.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'm good at doing that. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
So you're good,
we
man.
were
You're good.
raised, we were raised a different time. We were taught things that, we may not have agreed to, but that's how we were taught. And that's, we respected our parents. We followed, what they taught us. I never, I grew up and I was never, I don't really consider myself racist. I've worked with people that are good, people that are bad. When my daughter, met, his name is Emmanuel, which means, God with us. And he's a great man. And she was reluctant to tell me because she knew how I was raised and she knew how Mike felt. And honestly, Steve, it has put such heartache in my heart because I'm divided between, okay, I love my daughter, I want what's best for her, but I want to serve my husband. So what do I do? And I can't serve two masters, you know that. So it's taken a toll on me. I mean, we're back to where we're speaking, but I feel we'll never have that relationship that a mother and daughter should have.
I get that. Can I ask you a couple questions? If they're too personal, you don't have to answer. Okay.
No, absolutely.
Were you both raised in the church?
Yes. I was raised
Mike,
Catholic and Michael was raised Catholic. Yes,
Okay.
He was.
So the reason I asked that question is because there was just a couple of interesting things that you said there, Debbie, about serving your husband. Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, I was raised that you honor your husband. The husband is, I don't want to say the master, but you do what you do what you can for your husband. He comes first, the kids come second. That's how I was taught.
Okay. I can understand that, and I can understand your confliction with that, because that's rooted in the patriarchy, right? In the church, and how the husband is the lord of the house, so to speak, and then everybody else becomes subservient. Interestingly enough, I had a conversation yesterday with someone in person, similarly. And this gentleman that I spoke to, because this relates to what you guys just described. Thank you for being honest and vulnerable about it, by the way. This gentleman I spoke to yesterday in person at the dog park with my dog has been a pastor for 25 years. Okay. He's 74, so he's a little bit older than us. And he has a similar view, right? And the unpacking moment for him, Debbie and Mike, was when I reminded him, and I said, okay, you've got grandchildren. He said, I do. I've got a great-grandchild. So he's got 9 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And it's his view that in his view, similar to yours, is that men lead. And then one of the reasons that he did not vote for Kamala Harris because he did not see her as a leader. So I challenged that. And I said, okay, imagine you're sitting downstairs with your kids and your grandchildren come in, and then everybody else leaves the room and it's just you and your 9 grandchildren. Are you going to tell your grandsons that they're better than your granddaughters? Because in your worldview, only your grandsons can. They're the only ones that can lead. So is that how you genuinely feel that the daughters in your family, the girls in your family can't be leaders?
Good point. Good point.
Hold on a second.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's a good point. Tell them how you feel.
I don't feel that way.
Well, you got a brother that thinks above that. So go ahead.
Yes, I do. I have a family that thinks that, women have their place and that's where they should be. And I don't feel that way.
Hang on one second. I'll be right with you. I had a technical glitch. Hang on one sec. I want to make sure I heard what you said. Give me 1 second.
I'm glad.
Can you say that again, please? Hold on.
I'm glad you're talking to Steve. He's a great guy, man.
I mean, plug my phone in. Let me go get my phone.
Well, hurry up.
You good?
Hey, Steve, hold on for a second. She's going to grab her charger for her phone.
Okay.
Not for my phone. I got you on my phone.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Steve said we can call him anytime, though.
Yeah, and I offered Debbie. I offered to give Mike my phone number if it comes down to that. But I want to go back to something that you said.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
talk. No, it's good.
I'll shut up.
You're good. You're good. You're good. No sweat. So you were taught that way, right? That the directions to your sons would be different than the directions to your daughters.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you think think about that for a second. And I'm not asking you to deconstruct from your faith all in real time in front of 400 people, total strangers. But think about that though, right? Is that how we really want the future? Because I'm a proud dad. And I've got 2 boys and a girl, 25, 23, and 18. And they're all individuals. They're unique in themselves. They've got their own assets. They've got their own flaws, like we all do. But I'm not scripted. I'm not scripted to inform them that they have a particular role in society. It's on them to determine whatever their role is. Right? Right.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the influence, I think, a lot of the conversations that I can hear, that I can almost hear the conflictions in your voice, Debbie, is that I have to serve my husband, and I have to do that because the church tells me so, or whatever it is, right? I have to serve my husband. I don't like what my husband said about my daughter. So how did you square that in your head, Debbie?
I don't know that I really have, quite honestly. I've got the right side fighting with the left side saying, well, this isn't right. But then I have the other side saying, well,
tell brother Steve how it happened, and then he can go from there.
Well, it started over
Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving dinner. So we had my daughter over for dinner, and as kids are, she was on her phone the entire time. And, I said,
I was cooking.
Michael was cooking. And I said, hey, can we spend some time together? And she says, well, when's dinner going to be ready? And she got upset. And it just kind of escalated. She was, disrespecting me. And Mike jumped in and, protecting me. By telling her she needs to be more respectful, and then he has a temper, and it escalated from that. Mike tends to sometimes will find, and I'm just going to say this, Mike, and it's true, he finds a weakness about you, and he will prey on that.
Rip you a new ass.
Yes, and that's exactly, in his eyes, her dating a man of color was a weakness. And he
a black
preyed
man.
upon
You can say a black man.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You can say a black man.
we don't know because of your you know what I mean. There's certain things you can't say or whatever.
Well, you can.
You know.
You're a white man. I'm a white man. Debbie's a white woman. Your former son-in-law is a black man. That's okay, right? That's okay. Yeah, it helps. It helps identify it, right? It helps identify it. And this is part of the conversation that we also had earlier today. And first of all, I want people to know that in the chat, I'm not a therapist. I'm just here to have a conversation. I'm only going to offer some suggestions based on things, and I'm not here to prescribe anything. I'm not here to say, anything other than just a conversation, human to human, Gen Xer to Gen Xer, 50, 60 somethings people, right? We're all just having a conversation here. I just want people to know that. But some of the things that we
like to be honest. Me and my wife want to be honest. So
good.
The conversation then can be truthful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, I think he's saying this, but he's bullshitting me. I don't want that. I want you to know the truth. Okay? I lay it on the line. How's that?
Do you guys think that I'm bullshitting you in any way? I was going to say, do you think I'm bullshitting you in any way?
I never said that. Did I?
No, I just want to make sure. I'm just asking. I just want to make sure. I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in more than anything else. Okay.
No.
Good.
I want you to know that we're not bullshitting you, so you can help us.
I got you.
You woke me up, and I couldn't wait till my wife got home today from work so I could tell her about me and you talking today. But I'm going to let you talk to her. All right. And then me and you can talk together after she goes downstairs and does a little workout.
Okay. So Debbie, one of the other things that I think is really, really important to kind of understand here is that it's not good that you had those interactions with your family. Mike talked about, I think it's your daughter or your stepdaughter. I just want to make sure I get that correct. Your daughter, and he made a comment about her weight. Yeah. Right. And he made a comment about her weight. Right. And he said something, and Mike knows this. I'm not sharing anything that didn't come up in our conversation today. He said that because of her weight, she was only able to get a black man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
so we talked about that a lot. Do you understand what that does, how it diminishes her and how it diminishes a black man?
No. What's that mean? No, go ahead, Debbie.
I believe I do. Yes.
Because it creates this that you're not good enough, and your daughter's not good enough to get someone that she loves, cares about, wants to be with, and the only person that she can get because of her weight, in Mike's words, was a black man, and that diminishes the black man. Because I believe in love is love.
Yes, you did.
I've always said that.
Yeah. So that's something that it's gonna take a little while to unpack that, because Mike was talking about how he was raised out in a suburb of Detroit, I believe you said, Mike, and how people were bussed in, and then that creates these other little microaggressions. Do you know what a microaggression is, Debbie, when it comes to race?
No, I don't. No.
So it's these
I lived in Detroit where they busted. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned that. It's about how these little things come up in conversation. Like you said, we talked about how people were bussed in. You're not coming out and saying you're not coming out flat out and saying, I hate black people. You're just, the things that you're saying and how you're saying it are microaggressions, right? I mean, I don't want to go down too far down that road because it can get complicated.
What's that mean?
It just means that you're, again, like we talked about, Mike, you and I and Debbie were inherently racist. Now, I know that if you've not heard that before, and it might be jarring, but that's what that means. We live in a system that was built.
So we were raised racist? Is that what you're saying? We're raised racist?
You're raised in a system that is racist.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Steve.
Sure.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When I was a little boy, when the busting came out, excuse me, I think it was 1968, 69, they had the Detroit riots. Mm-hmm. And a neighbor was a Detroit police officer, and my grandfather was a captain of Detroit Fire Department. And he used to be an island hopper. You know what that means, from the Pacific War. And back then they had the Salvation Army that gave him a telephone that he was able to call my grandma. And he was so scared he was crying because the firemen were getting shot at. So I got racist over that. You know what I mean? Because my family was racist. I had an uncle that got shot by two black men. He was selling pot, Uncle Brian, and that. So, I mean, yeah. So I understand. I believe what you're saying is the way we were raised is that, black people are poor, black people are, crap, and why is my daughter's dating black people, Cubans and Colombians and those and Chinese. I have to deal with that stuff.
It was the way we were taught, Michael.
I guess it was the way I was raised, buddy.
Yeah.
But you woke me up today. You woke me up, Steve. You really did, Steve. I love you for that, man. Nobody in my life. Nobody in my life, Steve. Let me trust me. I have a crew of 18 guys that work for me. Okay? And I guarantee you this. I've never had anybody, and I've been doing this shit since I was 11, 12 years old, come and talk to me like you talked to me today. In one day, in an hour and a half, you talked to me. You woke my ass up big time. Okay?
I appreciate you saying that. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Mike, but that doesn't happen without your willingness to be part of this conversation. It's not just me. I have
an open heart, Steve. I have an open heart, Steve.
I got that. We happen to be here. You made some comments in the chat, and you've been in the chat before. I pressed you. I said, come up and talk to me. We waited, and you decided, you know what? I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this step. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna allow some dude who I don't know to have a conversation with me. This is what happens when you're willing to deconstruct, right? So I understand you said your experiences that you talked about how you were in a position where you had some not so kind things to say about other communities that aren't ours. You mentioned Chinese people, you mentioned other races, other nationalities, other ethnicities. We're all humans. We're all humans.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that's what all of us are. We all want to care for our families. We all want to be able to afford food. We all want to be able to live in safety. We all want to be able to for our children to have, the brightest future imaginable. We all want the same things. We're all humans, right? We're all humans. So the scripts that we have in our head, that's why I kind of pressed on the church a little bit, because, the church culture isn't exactly very diverse. Would you agree with that, Mike? Debbie?
Well, okay. Are you saying like diverse as like let's say I lived in Key West and I had a lot of friends that they called them she-males back in the 80s.
Let's not do that. We're not going to go there. We're going to avoid that because that's one of the words. Well, hang on a second. I'm going to correct you in real time.
Is that a bad word?
It is. We're not going to say that anymore. That's okay. Mike. Listen. Trust me on this. Okay. This is a process. There are things that you were going to say that you shouldn't say anymore. And like, if you trust me enough to go through this conversation, I'll just remind you of what they are. Okay. You don't need to say it. We're all humans. We're all humans, right? Deal?
Okay. Yo.
Okay.
Yo.
Awesome.
I agree.
Okay.
I
Good.
agree with you 100%.
Good. Good. So
my wife wants to talk to you before she goes downstairs.
okay, sure.
But,
I'm sitting right here. I got you. This is your show tonight. This is your show tonight. I'm just here to be part of it.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
Okay. And then after she goes downstairs, can we talk?
Yes.
Me and you?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Deb.
Steve, I
appreciate
just wanted to tell you thank you for opening Michael's eyes. It's been a challenge. We've been married together for 17 years, and we always don't think alike. And sometimes I think he's a little too hard on the way he thinks, and I understand the way he was raised. And I'm just thankful that somebody could get through to him, I guess, because, as his wife, I feel that, oh, she's nagging me. She doesn't know what she's talking about, and it's good to hear another perspective from somebody. And I'm glad that he listened to you today, and I thank you for that.
No, I've been thinking.
Well,
I've been watching Steve for like about a month.
Well, I know you have, and you've told me.
Before you leave, Debbie, I want to say something to you. This is from me to you, Debbie. Your worth should be measured by you, not your role. Not there to serve your husband, not there to serve any master. You are enough. You have value. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of kindness. You are enough. Okay?
Amen.
That was for Debbie.
And I have a hard time sometimes. sometimes remembering that.
She's crying right now, and she loves
all good.
you for that. Thank you.
It's all good. It's all good. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. We love you, Debbie.
Thank you, Steve. I love you too.
Okay, we got you. We got you. Go make us all. I was gonna say, go make us all feel bad and go work out.
Yeah. My big ass needs to go work out. So, Steve, you really helped me out today. I mean, you gave me 5 hours to think about what we talked about, and I cried, and I thank you for opening my eyes. Okay, I've been a stubborn man mostly all my life because of the way I was raised. I don't know how to say it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. It's okay. Here's the thing, Mike, right? It's now 7:52 p.m. Eastern time on February the 27th. Sure. We can't fix what's happened. We can't fix what's happened that way. We can only talk about what's going to happen tomorrow when we wake up, right?
Right.
So the question for you is, what do you think? Obviously, we talked about a lot, and there's still going to be things that you're going to need to unpack. I wish I could travel around with you and say, this is something, that's not something you need to say. I just want you to always remember wherever.
I can take a ride with me if you want, man. I don't have no problem with that.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just in general. But
no,
in general.
No. I'm not kidding. I'll take a ride with you. We'll take a ride together. I don't care. Hey,
we will.
You come to Michigan?
Yes.
Give me a phone call. I'll meet you.
I will. I absolutely will. You will absolutely be a stop on the road show when we get out there. But I want you to think about
Michigan needs a lot of help.
Yeah, we'll get there.
It does.
We'll get there.
Michigan needs a lot of help. Yeah.
We'll get there. I want you to go through life now just looking at people as people, Mike. We're all humans. We all have our faults. We all have our gifts. We're all the same. Somebody said this in the chat. A white egg, a brown egg, the yolk's the same. Yeah. Right?
But
we're all humans.
Steve, I got something to tell you. I got in an argument with my matter of fact, my neighbor got in an argument with me because I like rock and roll. And
me too.
I was doing it for him. And
you see my tattoo, Mike?
Yeah, I seen a little guitar on your arm, and now I
There
see
you go,
it's
man.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
I'm in a Jimmy Page, and oh my God, dude,
Yeah.
we can go on and on. Blackfoot,
Yeah, man.
all that. But okay, buddy. So I was cutting. It was back in April of like maybe 4 years ago. No, 5 years ago, and I had my neighbor come over and said, "Mike, your music's too loud." And I'm thinking, like, what? What do you like, country or what? I don't mind country, but anyway, my wife likes country. So when she's not here, I'm playing rock and roll. Led Zeppelin is my favorite group. But
Mine too. Mike, mine too.
Is it really?
There's Led Zeppelin. Wait,
Really?
yeah, hold on. There's Led Zeppelin. Wait, there's Led Zeppelin, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah. Oh man, me and you would get along great. I could take a ride with you in your car with your dog. Hell yeah.
It's gonna happen.
It's
gonna happen. It's gonna happen,
Yeah,
man. It's gonna happen.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah, I would love to hang out with you for a day, you know?
Let's go ahead.
Man, you are
What are we gonna
like
say?
the Prince Angel. You're like a Prince Angel, you know, to me.
Dude.
Like
Appreciate you saying that.
you helped me out. No, you helped me out. You
Well,
really did.
The work
You know-
starts right. The work starts now, Mike. The work starts right now, right? Because of all these conversations we've had, and I feel like I want you to maybe you can look at your lovely wife differently tomorrow.
Well,
Maybe you can start.
she did
Maybe you
say
can start to
this,
see her. Okay, go ahead.
No, she did. I don't mean to interrupt you, Steve, but
It's all right. You're good.
she came home. I was really pleasant. I wasn't bitching. I wasn't on her ass. And she works her ass off. She's a project engineer in a construction company I used to do work for. And I just like, because I used to do schools and stuff like that. So you know what kind of work I did, masonry.
That's right.
So yeah, that's a lot of hard work. Anyway, she goes, "Boy, you're in a good mood tonight." I said, "I got a friend that I just became friends with." And she goes, "Is that the guy that paints his fingernails and you were bitching about him?" I go,
Yep.
"Yeah."
That
But
guy.
He made a comment. He made a comment today that rock and rollers paint their nails. Ozzy Osbourne paints their nails, and she goes, "You know what? So did AC/DC." She's an
Sure they did.
AC/DC fan, and
Sure.
I'm like, "Okay, all right." So you know what I mean? So she's like, "Okay, cool." I said, 7 o'clock. When you get done, I got to get a hold of Steve because I promised him I would be on tonight, or he said Monday, and I keep my promise.
I know
So
that.
it was like 7:15 when I called you. So
Yeah.
anyway,
And here you are. And here you are.
yeah,
And
here I am.
here you are. The work
Yeah.
work starts now. Because it's not going to be easy.
Okay,
I got to tell
What do
you.
you mean by work? What do you
I'll
mean
tell
by
you.
work, buddy? What
I'll
do
tell
what do
tell
I
you.
gotta
I'll
do?
tell you. I'll tell you. What first thing you
Okay.
got to do? First thing you got to do is you got to learn how to love yourself a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of grace.
Yep,
Give
you're
your-
right.
give your-
because I'm a
give your-
depressed guy.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of room to navigate through this. Give yourself some space to make mistakes. Give yourself the opportunity to correct those mistakes. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get it right the first time, because you're not going to. Okay? You're not
Right.
going to get it right the first
Right.
time. Remember, there are yes, I'm going there, ED. That's next. I would also encourage you. There's a big stigma that's connected to men our age, right? That we're afraid to ask for help when we need it. In particular, therapy. Do you have good?
You
do
know
have
what?
Mhm.
Well, go ahead. Say it.
No, go ahead. You can
Say
go
it.
ahead. Ask.
Say it, Steve.
Go ahead. You said you want to say
No,
something. Go ahead.
I've been through therapy, but I don't get along with therapy because it's usually done by the state, and I just think they just like fucking wing it. You know what I'm getting at?
Hmm.
I because I've been going through psychiatrists, and because I had a learning disability when I was a young boy, and I went through like nuns and shit. They kicked my ass. All right,
So
they were
okay.
strict.
Okay,
But
I
go
get
ahead,
that. So
say
how about
yeah.
this? So how about again, we're not going to go through an entire session, but I want to introduce you to someone who I love immensely, one of my dearest friends who happens to be a therapist. Okay? Would you just be
Okay,
willing just to listen to her just for a couple minutes just to kind of help guide you
sure.
maybe to make some different choices? Okay.
No,
I'm
no,
going to I'm going to I'm going
no
to bring her
problem.
up. Okay, I'm going to bring her up. She's
Okay.
great. This Amy Dawn, I want to introduce you to
What's
Mike.
your name?
Mike Amy Dawn, she's above you. Amy Dawn, Mike, Amy Dawn.
Okay.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, and your name is again?
My name's Amy Dawn. You can call me AD. That's what all my friends call
AD.
me. I feel after I listened
Ah,
to you this morning and have been listening to you
did
talk
you?
to Steve this evening
Okay.
that you are a friend. So you can call me AD.
Okay. Well, I became a friend in my heart to Steve this afternoon because I've been a real butthole for maybe a month to Steve. I would say things and then he would block me or his people because I would say things, and it wasn't right. I mean, I don't know the whole like Steve was telling me, Mike, did you really look up the history of what's going on? Do you see, what's really going on? And I had to be honest with him. I said, no, I took it upon myself, believing that, I knew what the hell I was watching on Fox News. What else did I watch? I believe it was just Fox News,
Newsmax, maybe
and,
things like that.
and
Yeah. Yep. Sure. I get it.
yeah, and Steve didn't really cut down Fox, but he told me, Mike, you can't believe everything you hear. You can't believe everything they tell you. You have to do your research. And I never did my research. Is that correct, Steve?
That's correct, Mike.
Am I right,
Yes.
Steve?
You are right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That's part of it.
So,
That's great. But
AD.
we're here to talk. But we want to talk about you now. Let's talk about you, because this is the journey
Okay.
for you. This is
Go
when
ahead.
this is
Let's
when it
go.
starts. This is when it starts. It starts right now. So here you go.
Yeah, Mike, I saw and heard everything unfold. And so I am up to speed at what you have done today alone to what we would call deconstruct some of those things
What's
that
that
you
mean?
it
What
just
do you mean?
means there's a lot of things that we come to believe over our lifetime because of all the experiences that we have and the way we were raised, that we have certain beliefs that we believe are true. And so the thing that the brain does is it just believes things if it hears them often enough. And you can see how those things, if you hear them often enough and you don't check them out, you may become to believe things that aren't necessarily accurate, right? And it takes a lot of emotional and mental labor these days, especially, to
Yeah.
see if things are accurate, right? That's literally why Steve and our community here do these lives, is to help people. A big part of what we do is to help people recognize when they are being exposed to propaganda, to misinformation, disinformation, and what
Right.
psychological manipulation those things are meaning to do for the people that they are being meant for, right?
What
So
kind of like washed my brain. Like basically my brain is being washed with propaganda, and I want to believe it. Kind of like, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah, no, I
I
think you
don't.
got it. Yeah, you're understanding that, right? Like
Yeah.
it's been influenced in a way that was meant to do a lot of things. And no matter whatever we're doing, our brain is kind of automatically set on default to choose safety. And so safety looks like if I can make sense of this thing in a way that feels settled to me based on everything else that I believe, then I'm good, right? And that's about as far as people go. They don't examine that. They don't ask themselves, am I really believing this or am I just believing it to feel more comfortable, right? Because one of the things that happened this morning that I really am so impressed with how you allowed yourself to
Yeah.
just listen, right? So much of this is hard to do because the immediate thing that we want to do is defend our ego because that's who we
Right.
believe we are. You believe yourself to be a good person. So the minute racism comes up, you become defensive because you believe yourself to be compassionate, which I believe you are, right?
Right.
The racism piece feels like an attack. That's why people have a really hard time reflecting on that, right? But
Right.
if you can do what you did today, Mike, if you can just allow yourself to pause before you lean into that and just kind of take it in and listen to the feedback like you did and have been doing, then you begin to see, well, maybe what I believed wasn't entirely accurate. And then you begin to deconstruct from those beliefs. That's a long explanation of what that term
Right.
means.
Well,
Does that make sense?
yeah, can I say something? Okay.
Please.
Here's one of my problems. I have a couple men that I've known for like 19, 20 years that work for me, and they used to work for my dad. And they're really racist, okay? And then I fall in that, I guess I fall into their bull crap. Can I say that?
Sure. Bullshit. You can say
Is
bullshit.
that
We're
okay to
good.
say that, Steve?
Absolutely, my
Bullshit.
friend.
All right, bullshit.
Absolutely.
And then I have a neighbor that I was telling Steve, AD, right? AD,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Okay. I told him that he used to, well, he does work for me when I have small jobs. And he's a retired union guy in Detroit, the labor. And he's racist, but he's not racist. I don't know how to explain it to you. He has black friends, but when you talk to him, it's kind of like I'm talking the same way. Like, F these mother scratchers and
Do you
blah
do you
blah blah
remember?
blah blah.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember earlier today, Mike? I want to
happened?
pause you real. Hang on one second. I want to pause you real
Okay.
quick. 'Cause remember we talked earlier today about, and then we just kind of unpacked again what
Yeah.
tokenizing was, saying like he's got a black friend. That would be an example of tokenizing. So that's what we're trying to unpack here a little bit at a time. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I want to just that's an example of what that
That's
means.
okay, Steve.
Okay. Okay, you're good.
Okay. I'm just trying to see what. Okay, Steve and AD. How do I break from people like that? And I'm a big-hearted guy. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. How do I
Can tell.
break away from their language about people? And I got cousins that talk crap like that. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like, wait a minute. I got two Cuban daughters. I got a daughter that's married to a Chinese.
A Chinese man, a Chinese person, Mike, a Chinese person.
Chinese man.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. And then I got a stepdaughter that's married to a black man. And then I got a cousin that's black.
Mhm.
And it's like how can I say it? You know, F,
I,
black
you know what I would do?
people.
You know what I would
You know
do?
it.
I would
What?
show them a picture
What?
and say, "Look at my beautiful family."
Okay. All
Well,
right.
and if you're not in a situation where you have that available, that's a great way to do it. And I've often done that in little something about me, Mike. I can say I know that I am inherently racist because I am a white woman who has been able to benefit from a system that is designed for everything except for my female presenting self in this society is the only thing that I don't
What
have an advantage with. I
what's
have all
that?
the other
What's
advantages,
that mean?
right?
What's that mean? I'm AD.
Yeah,
I hate
AD.
saying AD, but
It's okay.
what's
AD,
that mean? What do you mean?
real quick,
What do you mean?
we got to simplify
So
things
I
a
had to
lot
learn it.
here
I
for the
had to learn
journey.
it. I'm
Yep,
trying to like
yep. It's all good. It's all good.
Steve will know. I told
We
him
got you.
I had to
We
learn.
got you.
I had to learn disability. So
Yep,
I'm
we're
trying
working on it.
to
We're
understand a
we're
lot of
gonna.
this stuff.
You're fine. We're just gonna simplify things a
I'm
little
a little
bit, right?
slow at it.
No, you're not. No, you're not. This is
Yeah,
part of the
that's fine.
journey.
What do you
This is
mean?
part of the journey. It's all good. No,
Okay,
it's all,
what's
Mike.
that
It's all
mean?
good. It's all good. It's all good. We're
Okay,
it's, okay. I
where'd
don't
she
know where she
go?
went.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She's dealing with some personal stuff right now. I'm sure she'll come back. It's all good. Don't sweat it.
Okay. I like her, man. Thank you, Steve.
She'll come back. Don't worry.
Thank,
It's okay. It's
all
okay.
right. I
She's
like
just
her.
she's
And she's cool.
she's amazing. I know. She'll be back. Don't worry. It's all good. It's all
I
good.
hope she didn't get mad at me. I hope she
She
didn't
did
get
not.
mad at me.
She did not.
Oh,
I
okay.
promise you, she
All
did not. She's got a bunch of things that she's navigating currently. So I'm sure she'll request again. Listen, this is the thing. Because this conversation could go on for hours, and I wanted to, but I want to just remind you of a couple
I
little
can be
things.
up all night. I can be up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with you, brother. I don't care.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
care.
That's great. Well, that's the best part for me, right? The best part is that we're trying to get through these little steps. Okay.
I
The
want
first
some fucking help, Steve. I want help, Steve.
we
I want help.
we got you. We got you. We got you. We got you. Okay. So I just want for you to take a breath for one moment. Okay. And I want you
Okay.
to
All
look
right.
at the chat. I don't want you to look at the chat for a second. Okay.
I'm
Because
not
this
looking at
community
that.
right. No, I want you to.
Oh, you
I
want me
want you
to?
to.
Okay.
I do.
I
I want you
thought
to
they
look at
don't
the
like
chat.
me.
No, it's I want you to, for the purposes of this conversation, I want you to look at the chat, and I want you to look at what the chat is saying about you. Right? And I want you to see the impact that this conversation earlier today and now that you've made on the people that you don't even know, the people that you're likely never going to speak to
No.
directly.
No,
You see?
what's W Mike mean? What's W Mike
Win.
mean?
It's
I
a
don't.
win. W means it's a win. We're proud of you. It's a win.
Oh,
It's a W.
okay. And
Yeah.
I see that you're good, Mike. We got a community now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean things like that. So like Mike, you got your brother. Meaning I got you now as a brother.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's exactly right. So let's try to focus on a couple of things. I want to make sure this is the most important part
Yeah.
to me right now, right? Because you talked
Go
earlier.
for it.
Okay, so you talked earlier about how like you want to fix it. I don't want you to be so anxious to fix everything, because that's not going to happen. I consider myself
I have addiction. I have addiction attitude. You know what that means? That means
I do.
I want everything done now. You know what I'm
I get
talking
it.
about? What do they call that? What do they call that? You want
Immediate gratification. Immediate gratification.
yes.
Yep.
Yo.
You want it done. You want it done like right now. I totally get that.
I always have, Steve. I always have.
I know. Yep, I get it. Well, it's not gonna work under these conditions. Only because
I believe
only
you.
well,
I believe you,
think of it.
Steve.
Think of it this way, Mike. Think of it this way. You've been on this earth for, you're 60, I think you're 62, right? You told me you're 62. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
you've had,
I just turned
you've had
62 in February.
Congratulations. Happy birthday. 62 years, 62 years to get you to here. So all that stuff's behind you. We can't fix that. We can't. Right. So don't worry about it. All we can do is say, I've got a new shirt on. I got a new tie. I got a new coffee cup. I got a new haircut. I've shaved my beard. Tomorrow is a new day. The question for you is,
Steve, let me ask you
how do we step into the world? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's my problem. I just went to a memorial for one of my cousins I never met in my life, and he passed away. He was 63, 64. Anyway, and I was all suited up with my suit on and everything like that. I felt like a champ, and but my question is why do I always worry about the freaking past, man? I worry about shit I've done in the past, not good enough for my kids. You name it, it's on and it lays heavy on my shoulders, and I'm depressed, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? And it puts wear on my wife. So you're telling me to move forward, but how do I get out of that gap that I'm in? You know what I'm talking about, Steve?
Yeah, Mike, you and everybody else, man. You're not alone.
Oh, really?
You're not alone.
All right.
We all go through that. We all unpack shit. Or many of us don't unpack it because we don't go through the steps that are required to help us heal. That's why I want to advocate for therapy. And that's where AD was talking to you about. And we'll get you there. Because the way I look at these kinds of things, Mike, like I always say, and I said this earlier, I'm going to say this again, you got to learn to love yourself, right? You got to learn to love Mike, much like I told Debbie. Debbie's got to value herself because Debbie is enough. You are enough, Mike. You got to learn to love yourself. Do you know the expression, you can't pour from an empty cup?
Yep.
So think about that, right? So think about that, right? If you want to make people's lives around you better, that's great, noble endeavor. But if your cup's empty, man, you can't pour from it. And you gotta take some time for you to fill that cup up a little bit. You really gotta just find a couple of moments here and there to say, you know what? I've got a lot of work to do. And I got to make sure that I'm kind and gracious to myself. 80's back. She probably had a phone issue. So I'll bring her back up.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Welcome back.
So sorry.
It's okay.
Dealing with a lot, so I'm so sorry.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Are you okay? Okay.
We're still in waiting. Waiting to land somewhere. So thank you for asking.
Gotcha.
Oh,
yeah.
you're flying?
Oh no, just got some stuff going on. We're just in the middle of it, so I had a break, and so that's why I don't know. I got this phone call, and it took me out the live. So, but I wanted to come back to just kind of finish up because really, Mike, what I wanted to do is encourage you. I heard you say earlier that therapy wasn't something you'd had good experiences with, that you didn't have an experience that you found it to be helpful.
Correct. You're very correct.
Right. And so I would encourage you to look at it no differently than you would when you seek out medical care, because it is healthcare. Therapy is healthcare, right? And so if you had a problem that was causing you some suffering in some way, if it was a physical ailment and you went to a doctor and that doctor didn't treat you in the way that gave you good results, you'd go find a different doctor and get a better service, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It works the same way with us, right? I am a trained clinician of 20 plus years, right? But that doesn't mean that the person next to me, who is also a trained clinician for 20 plus years, is going to be me, right? And so therapy is very, very, the most important thing that I have to bring to any session with a client is I have to be able to help them trust me to take whatever journey we're about to go on. It doesn't matter what education I have. I mean, I have to have an education to get, certified and all, like to be credentialed. But as far as you, it doesn't matter whatever things like if you trust them, and you have to figure out if you can trust them. It's kind of like dating. You gotta go around and see who will fit. And any good therapist worth their salt is going to say, yes, they want you to tell them if they're not a good fit for you. I am not a good fit for every client that comes to see me, and I want them.
Can I tell you what happened to me?
Please, please do.
This happened to me 2 times in my life. I went through rehab for 90 days, and my therapist became my girlfriend, and her husband. Yes. So okay, I was on Detroit news, everything. Then that didn't end. So when I ended that relationship, I went to a 12-week really hardcore therapy, okay? And they show you, alcoholics where they're tied up with the straps and the whole 9 yards. Guess what? I started dating the therapist. So I'm like, you know what? This shit ain't working out for me. So I'm just being real with you.
I'm really sorry that you had 2 therapists that broke their code of ethics with you, Mike, because that is not a thing that should be happening. So I'm sorry because do you understand that was not okay, and they took advantage of you because there's a power imbalance there, and that's not okay.
No, I had
and not your fault for it either, because they needed to be accountable for that.
Yeah, I had to go to court with it and everything, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's again, like we just discussed. Let's move forward though. Let's think about this for a second. What we're trying to do now. Yeah, what we're trying to do now. You're good, man. I got you, and there's a time and a place for that. Absolutely. What we're talking about now is like we can't go backwards, right? We can't go backwards. We got to unpack some shit. So we certainly do need to get you, if you're willing to let us.
Don't leave, AD. Don't leave.
I'm right here.
She's not leaving. She's here. We're here.
Okay.
Mike, we always joke. I love her. I love her. So here's the thing. We always talk about this jokingly. Once you become part of our family, Mike, we are gum on your shoe. Okay, so you are now gum on our collective shoe, which means you are stuck with us.
Okay,
that's how it works around here. So the fact that you have been with me, we're working on it, Fred.
You help me.
We're working on it. I know we're working on it. We're working on it. Okay, that's our goal here, because I can tell you this. Hopefully AD would agree with this. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I can tell what someone's heart is. And I really feel like you've got a lot in there that you've probably been, in your mind, you've been conflicted with for your entire life. And I feel like there's a good human in there, that you care about people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that you care about people, that you really love people. You've just been, that you've just been blinded by a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, then you've been blinded by a lot of stuff. And some of that stuff is racism. Some of that stuff is misogyny. Some of those kinds of things, those microaggressions that we talked about earlier today. Yep. Yeah. And we got to unpack that shit, right? And we have to, and we have to unpack it. So it's about going forward. We can't fix here's a little tip. Don't date your therapist going forward, Mike. Okay? Just let's do me a solid.
And if they try, report them to their board, whoever has credentialed them, because that's not okay.
Exactly.
At all.
Exactly.
I love my
don't do
wife.
that.
She's my angel.
Yes.
I won't.
And
I
she
won't.
and
I won't, Steve. I
I
love
know.
I
And
love my wife too much to do that. And you know what, Steve and
yeah, man.
AD, my wife is Sicilian, and I might feel a cold blade somewhere I don't want. You know what I mean? No, no, no.
Well,
I'm good.
you like we discussed before, though. You've got. I mean, I encourage Debbie to see herself as enough, to value
Yeah.
her for
Yeah.
her, not because of a role that the church said that she has to have to serve you, because you should serve her too,
Right.
right? Right. And
I
so
do.
that's
I
part of
do.
that.
I do.
I get it. That's part of that, unpacking that stuff as we kind of peel the layers back of all these
Right.
scripts we have in our head, right?
Yeah, you're correct
Right.
on all that. I mean, I understand what you're saying to my wife, and I joke around. I'm a smart ass.
And now
And
you're learning the terminology, Mike, right? You're beginning to learn the language. You've got to unpack to deconstruct, because you got to see the mess that you're working with and been carrying around. Think of it as like your luggage. You've been carrying around some real messy bags your whole life, and you don't even know what's in there at this point. You go into therapy, you pop those emotional bags open, and I will tell you, it's going to get messy, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be a whole lot of emotional sweat coming out of your eyeballs. It's going to be work. That's the work that Steve was referring to. The work is the work that you put into yourself. But just like you would go to physical therapy and continue to work out until you felt better, same for therapy for your spirit and your psyche and your brain and your thought process and your nervous system, all the things, right? You deserve that, Mike. Everyone deserves to feel healing, right? You deserve to heal.
Okay.
So what I want to offer you is, there is a website. I get that you're kind of a guy who, if you're on your phone, you might like to read, and there's even some videos. So there's a website. It's called psychologytoday.com.
Okay.
And on there is where all sorts of people like me who have my training and credentials and all the things about helping you do this work are on that website. And
website, okay, but I can see them on my
we
laptop.
have bios on that website where you can go and like read about the therapist, understand kind of their approach to therapy, so you can see what the vibe check is just from their description. And some of them even have videos, so you can watch like a little video. A lot of therapists, like me, at our practice, we offer people free 15-minute consultations just to get a vibe check. Sure, schedule a consultation with me, see if we can, see if that first impression is feeling okay, and then we'll get you scheduled from there, right? But if it's not, that's okay too. Keep looking. So you can look for you can look for that if you want to, because I got to tell you, this journey that you started because of talking to Steve, don't take your foot off the gas, man. You've really broken through. You've done more work today than most of my clients do in 6 months, my friend.
No, I'm not taking my foot off the gas, but can
Good.
you do me a favor, AD? Wait. I'm gonna wait till my wife comes up, because she'll write it all down, and I got a laptop. I'm not the computer type guy. She is. She hooks me up.
Followed you, Mike, so I'm going to DM you that website. So just check your DMs in TikTok, and I will send that to you.
How do I do that? I don't know how to do all that.
So I can tell you, it's really simple. So you have your profile. You know what your profile is, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know.
So the mods are gonna laugh at me, Mike. This is kind of funny because I'm gonna give you some technical
advice.
This is rich.
Okay,
so this is how this is gonna go, right? So you're gonna click on your profile.
Laugh at you?
It's all good. It's an inside joke. That's why they're laughing. But it's a good time. We're all in here.
That.
Yes. So you're gonna go to your profile and you're gonna see your messages come through. It'll say messages. It's pretty simple. And you'll see that, and then you'll see a
Okay,
message from
okay.
Amy Dawn, and then you're going to see a message from me as well. So what she's going to do, she's going to approach it clinically. She's going to give you some suggestions as to where you can find resources, what you should be looking for, all those kinds of things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be your boy. I'm going to be your friend, and we're going to work through this together. And I'm going to be there for you. Okay? I'm going to be there for you. And we're gonna check in on each other. But I'm gonna tell you this. I've got one rule. One rule. Okay? And this is it. It's really simple. When we have these conversations, the only thing I ask from you is just to be honest. I don't care if it's horrible news you have to share. I don't care if it's embarrassing. I don't care if you said something that was so disgusting. I don't care. I just want you to be honest. Because we can't go anywhere unless we're honest with ourselves.
No, I love to be. I'm an honest guy. I just I don't know if I say like certain words that I'm going to be booted off. You know, I don't want to get you in trouble, and I don't want to.
No, Mike. When you have my phone number, because I'm going to give you my phone number, you can tell me anything there. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. This is one thing, right? Sure, we got to follow terms and conditions in terms of service and the whole 9 yards. Sure, I get that. I'm just saying in general. I just need you to be honest with me, right? And that includes being honest with your wife too, right?
And yourself.
And and yourself. And cherishing her, right? And appreciating her for who she is. Yeah. That shit, man, right? You can do that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what else?
I love her to death, man. Yeah.
I'm glad. And your daughter and your entire family and your entire family. Be honest with them.
I love all my kids. Yeah.
All the more reason seeking therapy. The best gift you can give your children, Mike, is healing yourself, because doing that is going to unimaginably, exponentially improve your relationship with them. I promise you, you don't even know how amazing it could be.
You know what? I've been waiting for that moment. I mean, my daughters reach out to me, but it's not like on the phone or, like, hey, Dad. It's always a text. And I'm old school. It's like, why can't you just reach out to me and talk to me? I love to hear your voice because you got a pretty voice,
Mike,
but
I'm gonna bring somebody else up real quick, who's a person who's a peer of ours. He's our age. Another dude who's probably been on the journey. A person whose opinion I respect, and I think he's gonna probably provide some. She's still here, but I'm going to bring in Tom now. So Tom and I become friends in this space. We all love AD. We all love AD. But I want to bring up another white dude like you and I, Tom. Mike, I'm going to bring up another white dude.
Right.
So we can all have this conversation together. Tom, thanks for being here. I appreciate your patience.
Of course, Steve. How are you? Hey, Mike. How are you doing, buddy? Hey, Amy.
How's it going? How you doing?
I'm doing.
Hey, Tom. Good to see you.
Same here. Steve, thanks for letting me up. Mike, I've been listening for a while, and I feel like we're like very, very similar, man. I'm like an Italian-American Northeast guy, live in New York City my whole life.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
okay. Absolutely, man. I could tell, we know each other,
Right.
and a lot of what you're experiencing now, I really appreciate, man. And I got to tell you, I'm 64 next month, right?
Okay.
And oh, sorry, I got corrected by my girlfriend. 65 next month. I didn't get away with that year. I thought I was going to get away with it, but I did
Better
not.
get that math right, Tom.
Did not.
What's your first name again?
First name's Tom.
Tom. Hey, Tom.
Yes.
My wife straightened my ass out because she's a Sicilian. And
Yeah. Yes.
Goddamn balls off.
Oops. Yeah, easy. Text that to Steve. Don't say that on here, but yeah. Good job.
Well,
Ooh, yeah. But anyway, Mike,
I straightened my ass out.
Mike, I wanted to make a point, man, because what you're experiencing right now and what you're going through with the help of Amy and Steve and people also in here that I think are being very kind to you, and I appreciate his chat. I wanted to tell you that, like, I'm where you are now and at another time in my life. It's not an easy pill to swallow, man. Mike, you and I, we have a lot of people around us that don't want us to change, literally. And a lot of people from our generation that have a specific way of looking at the world. And it's harder for guys like you and I. And I had to realize my white land privilege and my white privilege growing up. And I had to realize, as Amy said earlier, that I am racist. Now, Mike, I don't mean that in the way where I am being racist right now.
Well, Tom, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Of course, buddy.
Let him Mike, let him. Hey, Mike, give me a solid real quick. Mike. Hey, Mike, real quick. Let Tom finish his point, and then we'll get right back to you.
Yes,
okay?
I'll try to be brief, Steve. I'll try to be brief, Steve.
All good, man. All good. Take your time.
Mike,
you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah.
All good.
No, it's okay, Mike. It's awesome. So what I'm saying is, like, I am at where you are, and I realized my land privilege and my white privilege as well. So it's almost like I look at it like I'm racist, not being racist in this moment, but I am racist, and I deconstruct that every day. I look at it this way, Mike. It's as if at one time I was alcoholic, and I am no longer drinking, but I am still an alcoholic. So every day when I wake up, I'm an alcoholic, but today I'm not going to drink.
Okay.
That's how I look at this process. That I wake up and I am a racist, but I'm not going to be racist today. So thanks for listening, Mike. I appreciate it. You said you had a question.
Tom, I have family members that, like call me out because a lot of them are in the militia. You've heard of the militia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and they're all like, "Hey, Mike, screw those people, blah blah blah," and everybody. And they tried to get me hooked up with them, okay? And I did for a while, and I got my wife hooked up because she looks up to me. But what the hell do I do with that? Now I don't talk to my family because of that bull crap, because I was like, I'm tired of your bullshit. Okay, so
I feel for you, Mike, and I'm very, very sorry. And sadly, I probably have one friend I grew up with that I still talk to in New York. Sadly, that's the way it is, Mike, because you have to unfortunately turn your back on people that you start to learn are harmful to a better and more positive way of life. Okay. It's sad, and it sucks for me. And I just wanted to come up because I wanted to talk to you because we're very much the same, man. We both came from a similar place growing up. I wasn't educated. I had a blue collar father that, drank too much, and I had a lot going on in my world growing up. And I finally realized, like, that someone had put in the chat, like, what's land privilege? And Mike, if you don't understand what land privilege is, let me quickly tell you. In the 1920s, my grandfather bought the house that I'm sitting in right now. And in the 1920s, he was able to buy this home, and he owned it through the Depression because he had a city job, my grandfather. Now, he was very fortunate at that time, right? Now, a friend of mine lives in the Astoria Projects, and he lives in an apartment in the Astoria Projects. Him and I are the same age. His grandfather would never have been able to buy a home in this neighborhood as a black man in Astoria, Queens.
Okay.
So he is now in an apartment in the projects. I am now sitting in a home that I own because of my grandfather and because of my skin tone or my family's, my lineage, my grandfather's. He was able to buy a house in this neighborhood. And you understand what that's like, Mike, growing up in New York. You got to admit, man, every day you have to realize that if you aren't doing things today that may be questionable, you know that we have said things, Mike, and you know that we have thought things. You know that, Mike. Let's be honest with each other.
I'm honest with you. Yeah, brother.
We all have.
Oh my God. Things I've said that would like twist your head around. Yeah.
Both of us, Mike, and I want you to understand so it doesn't make you any less of a smart, caring individual than any one of us in this chat right now. It's just a matter of when that light bulb goes off. That's it, buddy.
Yeah, I don't want that light bulb to go off because I wanna I'm 62, brother, and I just wanna. I'm tired of all the twisted things that are going around me, and everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, this is going good," and here I'm sitting there going, "Okay, I got this bill to pay. I don't know how I'm going to pay it. You know what I mean?
That's life.
And then I got friends that talk bull crap about blacks, and here's the funny part, Tom. I had a black squirrel run across my yard, right? And a guy I've known for over 20 years goes, "Where the hell they come from? You got black. I don't know how he said it. My wife's right here, but I go, what the hell are you talking about?" And his name is Tommy. We call him Tommy. And I go, "What the hell are you talking about?" He goes, "Oh, there's a black squirrel." I go, What's wrong with the black squirrel being up in my tree?" "Oh, they're invading our neighborhoods now. The blacks." You see what I'm talking about?
See?
So
That right
that's
there.
kind of
So
bullshit I gotta deal with.
that's the stuff, though, like we're talking about, man. That's the shit that you gotta say,
Right.
no, they're not around here, man. That's not good anymore. Can't do it. Gotta call it out. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's evolution. Did you have any more questions
Yeah.
for Tom since you guys are peers?
No,
Did you
Tom. Hey, love your conversation. Please, get back with me. I love your conversation. We got a lot in common, brother.
I will, Mike. I just followed you, Mike, and I'll be happy to talk to you anytime. And I just want you to know, I want you to understand one thing. If anything, I'm saying to you, I know you're enjoying this time, and you're enjoying people chatting with you, and this is enjoyable. People like to talk to other people and find like-minded people, and you feel as though people are being kind to you, and I could see that you're enjoying that. But take that and bring that into everything that we're talking about now, and that would be great, man. Steve, thank you for letting me on. Amy, great information, of course, and Mike, thank you.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
I hope you continue on this good journey there, Mike.
I will, Tom, and I will put that in my head tonight when I'm sitting there trying to go to sleep. I'll think about
Tom,
what
thanks,
you said
brother.
to me.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Tom.
Bye-bye.
As always,
Thanks,
man. Thanks a lot. Be well.
Hey,
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
AD.
Yes, Mike, I'm here.
Okay, my wife's here. Can you tell her what to write down for me to look up you or any other people? Because she's good at the computer. I'm not.
Sure,
Maybe
I'll
she
repeat
has
it.
Well, maybe she has TikTok. Let's try to make this as simple as possible. Do you have TikTok, Debbie?
I do.
So
I do have TikTok.
Can you? Okay. So I think what AD offered is we can just, instead of having you write it down, we can just direct message you through TikTok. Okay. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to make it even. I'm going to make it even easier. I'm going to make it even easier. When we're done, I'm going to message Mike, and I'm going to give Mike my phone number. I don't give it out to everybody. So just so you know, all right, this is what friends do. And I will get all the information necessary from AD, and she'll provide it to me. And then I won't share AD's number. That's up to her. But if she wants to provide all the information, all the suggestions, and the advice, she can give it to me, and I will give it to you. How's that sound?
Perfect.
You want to give it
Sounds
to my
great.
wife?
No,
Because
he's going to message you, Mike. Yeah.
okay, all
Yeah.
right,
I'll message
all right. Because you want my phone number?
Yeah, but not right. But
brother?
not right
You
now.
want my phone
But not
number?
right.
We'll
right
get
now.
it figured out.
We'll
bud.
get it. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, don't worry about that right now. We'll get that figured out. Okay. We will do the heavy lifting on our end. We'll make sure that we get you what you need for you to continue on this journey. Okay. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, yes, sir. That sounds great.
We'll
Because-
get you what you need. And I've got to run, Mike. I got to go handle some stuff, but I just
AD.
wanted to continue, and cuz we're going to give you resources. What you do with them is up to you, right? And so one of the things that you've been asking, I'm hearing you ask a lot tonight, is like, how do I do this? How do I interact with these people that I've previously been around? And that's stuff that you're going to learn how to do in therapy. You're going to learn how to show up as you and have integrity in those conversations. And you're going to learn how to use that to drive your words, right? You're going to learn to say, hey, what you just said, not okay, man. Right? Like that, something that simple, just calling it out and being willing to have uncomfortable conversations. That you're going to learn in therapy. So I want to leave you with the strongest encouragement that I can summon to encourage you to consider therapy as a maintenance healthcare service. You do not have to be, and this is for everybody. Don't wait until you are in some type of crisis or your life has fallen apart to the point where you don't know what to do. Go seek therapy even when you're doing okay, because everybody needs the wheels rotated and the oil changed, right? Like we need to.
I'm not doing okay, AD, because
we'll get you there.
That's why I used to watch Steve so much, because it's like maybe I need to change my life, and he was inspiring. I mean, the things he said, it was like, are you kidding me? I mean, like, am I not seeing what he's saying?
You're a very angry person, Mike.
I have a lot of anger in me. My wife is saying it right now.
I get that.
And AD, I have no problem telling people off. Okay.
Therapy is going to help you recognize that there's more than one emotion that you get to express too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're going to get to have access to all of them. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to feel everything that you should be able to feel as a human?
Yes, it would be.
So the society that you grew up in told you that the rest of those emotions wasn't acceptable, right? That's exactly the stuff that you can unpack in therapy, my friend. So we'll get you the resources. We will. Steve is right. You are gum on the shoe. You are people like you are the reason we do this. It's the reason that Steve is motivated every day to get up, that we're all motivated to show up and help him do this, because of people like you, because it takes these conversations for us to all heal collectively and figure out how to move forward. Right. So please, please, please don't let your foot off the gas. You told me you wouldn't, so we're going to hold you to that. Okay, my friend?
Well,
AD,
my wife
I
will
love
tell
you.
you.
Side note.
If I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Side note, AD, I love you.
I'll
got
do
you.
it, AD.
Whatever you need, okay?
I promise.
Thank you, love. I will keep y'all updated on that.
Thank you, AD. I love you too.
You bet, Mike. Love you back. Take care, buddy. So great to know you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Hey, Steve.
Okay. Yeah. What you got, man?
Steve, when you take me in your car, is your dog like to be rubbed down and loved and treats and stuff like that?
My dog is a golden retriever. As long hold on a second. As long as somebody is touching my dog, he's happy. So yes. Tony, you got a lot of background noise, bro. I'm not sure what's going on there, man. I wanted to bring somebody else to talk to you, but that's better. That's a little bit better. I wanted to bring somebody else up to talk to you. Just a different perspective, since we're on this journey. Another amazing human being, another kind. Okay, hang on one second. Another kind, empathetic, understanding man. Good. Just again, let's try to stay right here in this conversation. Tony, meet Mike. Mike, Tony.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, buddy. What's your name, Tony?
Yeah, Tony, how you doing?
That's Anthony, isn't it? In Italian, yeah. Tony is
Yes, it is.
Anthony.
I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yes,
get
it
I
is.
get con- I get confused with the race car Tony Stewart often, but
All right.
it happens. I hear about him. I get called Smoke and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we have
You
the
know
same
what's
name. So,
you want to know what's weird, Tony? I have the mechanic that lives 2 houses behind me in a subdivision off the lake. That was the mechanic for Tony Stewart. Now Tony Stewart is in drag racing. Did you know that?
Well,
I
let's
did
talk
not.
about
I did
you.
not know that.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
to talk about you, Mike. We're going to talk about
Okay,
you,
let's
Mike.
talk.
We're going to talk. That's why Tony requested. So we're going to talk about you. We can save our conversations about
I
drag racing
know.
when you
I
and I
like
are on the
to, I
road
like
together.
to talk.
I got
I
you.
like to
I
talk.
got you. I
I like
got
to
you.
talk.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, I mean, I kind of came in like late in the conversation, but what I got from it is that Mike is trying to unpack some level of racism. Is that correct?
Yeah, lots of things.
Mike grew up
He's unpacking a lot.
racist. I mean,
He's unpacking a lot of shit. Yeah, he's unpacking a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
So, Mike, do you have black friends at all?
Yes, yes, I do. I have a cousin that's black, and I got a son-in-law that's black. I have two Cuban daughters. One's married to a Cuban, and the other one is dating a Colombian. So what can I say? I mean, I can't say nothing.
Beautiful American
I
family
don't
to me.
say nothing bad.
So, what kind of conversations do you guys have around like race
With who? With my daughter or my
with your family members of color? I mean, because we're in a very polarized society right now in race right now, and a lot of these conversations, as you know, we're having, right? We're having them on TikTok. We're having them in at family gatherings. There's no way really to hide from these conversations anymore.
No, I
Where
can't hide from it. I can't hide from it, Tony.
He doesn't want to hide anymore. Yeah, he doesn't.
I
He
have
doesn't
no,
want to
no, and
hide.
I know
So
that,
hey,
and that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm curious of the conversations that maybe your black family members are having with you about, like, per se, the feeling of what they when they saw Donald Trump posting the Obamas as gorillas and apes. Did you have a conversation revolving around that at all, or
no, I
do you
did
have
not.
feelings about that?
No, I really, Tony, I don't really talk to my family. They're pretty much
Communicate with you.
communicate with me because I speak my mind, and they're really stuck on Donald Trump, and I said some bad shit about Donald Trump, and they got mad at me. So
Oh, so wait, so you don't you said disparaging things about Donald Trump, and they did not like that.
oh no, my family's all in the militia, and they
Oh, okay, I got you.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They're all like,
You don't communicate with your family.
and I had one of my friends.
So they're pretty racist, is what you're saying.
Well, I had a family member, a friend through our family, that when Donald Trump pardoned everybody on what was that?
From J6.
January 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a good look.
Pardoned. He got pardoned. He's the one you seen beating up four cops with a billy club. So all my family's all like, yeah, and I'm like, no, that's all bullshit. He should have never done that. And anyway, so my family don't talk to me no more. So, anyway, but go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
No, so it sounds like to me that you were in a situation where your family was you guys were kind of in line with each other in regards to uh ideology, and you started to see some things that
What do you
you
mean by
didn't
that?
agree with,
What's
and you
that
spoke
word
out.
mean? What's that word mean,
Excuse me.
Tony? What's that
Yeah,
mean?
Just like ideology means just like thought patterns are the same, or like what you what you believe in, right? Um,
Right.
and so you guys were on the same page with a lot of different things, and this is just what I'm getting from you. And when revolving around our president at the time, you saw some things you didn't like, and you spoke out against it.
Yep. You're right. Correct. Yep. Go ahead, Tony.
but
You're correct.
yeah,
I'm sorry, I got a
but
call. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
want to reframe the conversation a little bit if we can. So, just to kind of bring you up to speed, Tony, I spent an hour and a half talking to Mike earlier today, and we're getting to the point where he's trying to deconstruct. He's trying to unpack. He's trying. I informed him what microaggressions were and why we as white men in America are inherently racist and what we walk around with. So he's made a lot of progress on that point, and I kind of want to keep going down that particular road about the progress
Gotcha.
that he's making. So that I don't want to bring it in, I don't want to bring it towards politics because it's bigger than politics. We're past that point.
Absolutely.
So
Got you.
okay, so we're now on the journey of him, and we got to keep things simplified so that we can make
Totally.
these little bites of the apple. Okay.
Absolutely. So
Cool.
what my advice to you, Mike, if you're making these strides, is to surround yourself around people that don't look like you, right? So if
Right.
you have an opportunity to engage with people that look like me, and or your family
Hold on.
members.
What do you mean look like me? Because you know what? I'm a good looking guy, man. I'm only teaching, Tony.
No, I got you.
Tony.
I hear you saying. No, I'm just saying, like, if you're really trying to understand and be in a different space, I highly recommend surrounding yourself around people that you can learn from that have different backgrounds than you do, because that way you have a better understanding of actually, what people are going through, what people's thought patterns are, and actually really how actually more similar we are together than we are not. Right. And
Okay.
so, and so I think we live in a society that has tried to other people for so long, whether it was Black Americans, whether it was the Italians when they came over, whether it was the whatever. We have a culture in this country where we like to other people, right? And so when you start to stop othering people and you start to understand people, then you have a better understanding of humanity. And that's what people need to do more of. And I applaud you that you're in the space to do that. And because everyone has to work on that. No matter who you are, what you look like, it is taking other people's perspective and understanding who they are. And when you start to do that, then you have better humanity in the world.
Okay. I got something to say to both you, Steve, and you. Okay, Tony. My great grandfather, and I look up to him. He came from Russia, and he was thrown in the White Army. And I know Steve knows the history. Maybe you know the history about that war, but it was against the red and the white. And my great grandfather came over to Pennsylvania, and he was a tool maker. What do you call him? Tool and die maker, right? So, okay. Then he moved and married my grandmother and brought her up to Detroit, Michigan to work, for the big three. Now, he was Russian Pole. So a lot of the Russian Poles, were like it was racism, and so were the Italians. So I kind of understand what you're telling me, and I look at what my my great grandparents went through and that, and I'm wondering, are we still in the same time? Is that what's going on? Is that everybody's racist? I don't want to be racist. I don't want to be, the guy that goes and says, "Oh, yeah, I'm white. I make more money than you. You're brown or black, whatever." I don't think that's right. But
do you remember when we
I've
talked
had great men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
Go ahead,
before I bring
Steve.
up HR, thank you, HR. I'm a big fan. Thank you for being here. I'm fanboying at the moment. Mike, I remember how we talked earlier today about how you and I are inherently racist because of the system that we were born into. The goal of our conversation here is for you to unpack that, because
my wife that.
as hard as I work on trying to deconstruct from the system that I'm in, I'm still, as a white man in America, I am still inherently racist because I benefited from the system that was built by people who look like you and me, right? That's what it is.
So how do
that's
we cut
the conversation.
that off, Steve? How do we cut that
That
off?
is the question right there, man. That's the ultimate question, to be honest.
I want to know.
You align with the people whom the system has oppressed, because the only way to close the gap between power structures is for the people with power to advocate, ally, and stand behind the people who have been fighting that fight for a long time. That is the fundamental way that you do it. You have to actually go out into the world and you have to put your body between black and brown people and stand up to the state. That's how you deconstruct it. You have to decide that your position in this country gives you a proximity to power that allows you to make a statement to, and the people within your own community. And I do this in my Indian community. Indian people are not, Indian MAGA is super fucking embarrassing. And Indian people don't have large intersectionality in this country. And when I go to temple, I talk about that. I make sure that people who look like me understand that the reason that we are here today and are able to gain from this country is because black people have been fighting for that for a long time.
Okay. What's your name?
HR.
Okay, HR. Okay. I have a best friend. She's oh my god. I'm gonna screw this up. She's not a Sioux. She is a Chippewa.
Okay, I'm talking about Indian, as in from India.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. It's all good.
Indian.
It's all good.
I'm like, okay.
That would be so Mike. Hey, Mike, real quick. That would be an example of something that you would refer to the community that you were referring to as indigenous, meaning people who were here prior to us, right? That would be a better way to, first of all, that's just a little thing, it's a little tip. But I didn't get a chance to introduce HR, Mike HR. So now it's official.
Hi, Mike. I actually wanted to hop up here because in the same vein, there was a ruling that was passed down on not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. It was the DVD versus DHS case. And this was the case where they were trying to, they put a bunch of preliminary injunctions to stop people from being sent to third countries as deportations. And there was a whole lot of back and forth, but they made a summary judgment ruling, and it is an 81-page ruling, but I highly recommend it, because if you're out here trying to talk about immigration and you really want to understand it, there's a page in there, page 52, and I can put it in your Discord if you'd like, that highlights every single main argument for Fifth Amendment due process with all of the jurisprudence on one page. It is a fantastic read, and the government gets absolutely fucking dragged, and it's great. So I highly recommend that you guys take a look at it. I also think it really highlights that the government has been acting in a way in which they almost present arguments like nobody's going to check. Like nobody's going to go look at IEPA and know what's wrong with it. Like you are going to present all of these things. Like the government literally said in there, defendants argue that due process clause provides no additional process protection to those, quote, aliens who have never been admitted. So people who have, who were illegal, who came here illegally or crossed the border, a group which defendants posit undoubtedly includes many members of this certified class. And then they say, rather, the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that due process clause applies to all persons within the United States, including aliens, whether their presence here is lawful, unlawful, temporary, or permanent. And this is the best part of it. He says at the end of this page, no one can claim, nor since the time of slavery has anyone successfully claimed that persons held within the United States are totally without constitutional protection. This conclusion is particularly obvious when one considers the implications of any contrary statement. Would the Constitution leave the government free to starve, beat, or lash those held within our boundaries?
Okay. I got something to tell you. Oh my God. You just said something. Okay. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
HR.
HR.
Is it HR? Okay. Okay. My wife was from Cuba. She went to Spain, and then from Spain, she was able to come to Miami, and then was able to bring her mom and dad and her sister there. Okay. Now, when I married her, she had to carry a passport. And then I told her, I said, honey, you need to get, document as American citizen. Guess what? She filled that paperwork out. It took her almost 9 years before they even put her in front of I forget what it was. I wasn't allowed to go in there. Where they say, oh, who's the president, who's vice president, immigration stuff.
Yeah.
So, hold on, Steve. I think with Donald Trump, with Biden, bringing in, like, he says it's 20 million people. I don't know. Those are numbers that he's saying. I don't believe anything anybody says. So
good, don't.
Okay, if it took my wife almost 9 years, and she went to high school in Michigan, she went to college in Michigan, she was a Cuban, and then finally, after 4 years we were married, she finally became an American citizen. So what I'm saying is that it takes some time.
I definitely understand that. I'm an immigrant. I'm a zero gen immigrant. I mean, it took us forever. And I'm ethnically Indian, but I was born and raised in Kenya. But I had a Tanzanian passport because my parents were born and raised in Tanzania. So when 9/11 happened, Tanzania was put at the bottom of a list because it was listed as a terrorist harboring country. Now that same country has been put on a list of banned countries while I'm still holding a dual citizenship there. Like the things that are happening the things that are happening in this country right now are not, like, for a lot of us immigrants, like, we saw this and we're here. That's why we came here. And now we're seeing this happen in the most powerful country in the world, a country that has access to 3 states of hegemony in the world: a physical hegemony through military power, an economic hegemony through the U.S. reserve currency, and now also a digital hegemony, which is kind of being uncoupled now with Europe and stuff, but a digital hegemony where a lot of different countries use our technology for surveillance, and it's being used on us too. So there's these 3 levels.
I want to just jump in real quick. I mean, I really appreciate this. This is incredibly important information. I don't think this
I like
conversation
HR.
right.
She's
We
straight
love
out,
HR.
man.
I'm a huge fan. I just don't think this is the conversation that Mike needs at this
She
moment.
doesn't even sound like
But
she
there's a
doesn't
lot.
even
There's a
sound like
lot.
she's from India.
There's a lot of things in here. I think it's just maybe a little bit more for him to consume at the moment as we're trying to talk about deconstructing a bit. So I
Okay.
love this conversation. I just
No,
don't. Yeah.
brother, no,
Well,
no. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
understand.
totally cool. I get it. I got you.
I
Yeah.
can handle it.
Yeah,
can
I understand.
handle it.
I
can
appreciate
handle
that. Would you like to offer HR? Would you like to offer Mike some feedback on his journey through deconstruction? Because we're working through it. Working through a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. I think one of the things that you have to kind of do internally, like there's the stuff on the outside that you can do. You can support those communities. You can go to protests. You can lift up those voices. But for the internal part, you have to like self-reflect when you notice what's happening, when you notice something that you're doing or something that you've said. It's about like taking a little bit of time to like recognize the feeling in your body, in your mind, and identify it, right? Try to see where it came from. Ask yourself where you think that came from. Like I was listening to you earlier talking about like the January 6th pardons and how you're struggling with your family. And I think it's good to ask yourself, like, how did you arrive at the conclusions you arrived to? Not just what they are, but how you got there. What actually drives it? And ask your family that next time you talk to them. Ask them, okay, I know you believe this, but
Oh my God,
why do you believe it?
That'd be
Right?
like hell. Huh. That'd be like going through hell with them.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's an emotional thing, right? The reason that people feel a sense of like urgency around this is because in some ways, a lot of MAGA has tied their cultural primacy, their ability to have white Christian nationalist kind of views to his success. And so the threat to him feels like a threat to their identity. And I think that that's important to understand when you're trying to deconstruct. Okay. Right? Is that you might lose something in that process. You might lose some power in that process.
Like family, I lost family over that because I speak my mind, and it's kind of like I personally I feel bad about it, but I also at the same time like screw them, because if they want to feel that way and they want to live that way, let them live that way. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live where I hate people. I don't. I really don't. I don't.
I want to thank HR and Tony for jumping in to be part of this conversation. Like HR, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, so I'm honored that you were here. Thank you for being part of this conversation. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And Tony, my brother, I appreciate you, friend.
I just want to say something before I drop.
Yeah.
Is that my buddy Tony? Hey.
Yeah. And so, and I'm just gonna kind of like piggyback off of what HR said. And I said this earlier. She kind of said exactly what I said. You surround yourself by people that don't look like you, right? Meaning, if you get an opportunity to be around you said you had a Cuban family member, you had some other Black family members, spend some time with them, spend some time with their friends. And be part of the conversation, because you're going to learn a lot. I as a young Black adult in a predominantly white area had to automatically learn how to get along with people that probably didn't like me that much, right? Because they were taught not to like me. We were, this is, you're talking in the early 70s. I'm about to be 57 this year. So I grew up right after, I was born in 69, which is what, a year before the Civil Rights Act was actually written into law.
Yeah, I was
you know what I'm saying? So like, I come in after. I was telling my son this today because we were having a conversation, And I was saying, I grew up in a time where, that happened and people were super mad about it, but they really couldn't do anything. They couldn't, it was a law, but they were like, they didn't want to believe in that law. They're like, I don't care what they say. I still don't like these people, right? And
Right.
so I grew up in that time. And so I experienced my own shares of different, and it's a whole nother conversation. But what I'm
You and
saying,
me,
what I'm trying to
you and
say
me,
is when you
me and
start to
you
get to
need it.
know, Mike, hold on. When you start to
Hang
get
on,
to
Mike.
know people, like I could have went down that, like, I don't like any white people because they don't like me. That's not how I was raised. Everybody isn't the same as everybody else. And so surround yourself around people that are inclusive and accepting of other people, because then what that does is, like I said before, then you start to see humanity in other people because you have something relatable to them, because we are more alike than we're different. But society wants to
Oh
make you think
yeah,
that you're more different than we are. And
dude,
that's really
you're
all
right.
I wanted to say.
Human to
You
human,
know,
Tony. I love
you
you,
are so.
brother.
I'm telling my wife, she's like,
Drop me down, brother. HR, nice to meet you.
Tony,
Mike, good luck on your
thank you.
deconstruction journey.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. HR, thank you again, friend.
Now,
It's an honor. Like I
Yeah,
said,
it
I'm a
was
big
good. It
fan.
was good to, yeah, it was good to come up here. And if you ever want to like talk about some research stuff, I would be happy to anytime.
Yes, and
are you talking
yes.
to me?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just gonna close up a couple of things, but
Yeah.
again, thank you, HR. Appreciate you. I'll reach
Yeah,
out.
it
I
was good to be
absolutely love
here.
to have you back. You as
All
well.
right,
Have
bye.
a good night. Be safe. Bye. Okay, so take a breath, because there's been a lot that's come your way tonight, right? And remember how we said earlier about how this is interesting, because go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say that. I said yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because this is almost like a reawakening for you, right? This is kind of like you're it's been described in the chat. It's like you're like a newborn, right? You're almost, I'm not gonna say, I don't like the term born again, but in a way you are, because you're here to,
like a baby.
yeah, like
Like
a
a
baby.
baby.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
something
Just a
something
little
you
baby.
said, something that you said that the chat picked up on. You said you don't want to hate people and or hurt people anymore. I don't know if you realize. I know. I don't know if you realize how powerful a statement that is. That's like,
No, I don't.
that's it. Because if that's your compass, right? If that's the thing that you're focused on, then you've got to be willing to say, okay, that's accepting, first of all, that perhaps you have hurt some people and now you don't want to do it anymore. Right?
I've hurt a lot of people in my life, buddy. And I'm not proud of it. And I gotta see Jesus about it. I'm talking a lot of people, brother. I'm a real asshole when it comes down to it. You want to talk to me? I can. Let's say this, Steve. I can cut you like a knife with my words.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And my wife's
Yeah.
over here saying yes. So,
Well, your
but
how many?
you woke me up, Steve. You woke me up.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, so Debbie, how was your workout? Make us all feel jealous? Is she there next to you? Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay.
In all honesty, I broke a sweat, but it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
So don't feel bad.
How many miles?
Okay.
How many miles?
I rode 5 miles on my bike.
She rode 5 miles today on her bike.
Well, let me see. How many more miles is that than I did today? That's 5 more miles than I did today. So good for you, Debbie. We appreciate you. So we've done a lot in this conversation tonight. And again, I want to thank you both for, first of all, your vulnerability, your honesty, and your sincerity. And the deal that I made with your husband, Mike, is Debbie, is this. I'm going to share my phone number. I think you probably were part of that conversation before. I just want honesty, and that honesty could be ugly. It could be ugly.
Yeah.
It could be bad. But if it's like, if we talk on the phone or face to face over a beer or whatever else, and you're like, Steve, I said something horrible to this particular person, I need to hear that shit, because we can talk about it, and then, right? And then we can talk about it, because I don't want you walking around, because I think from what we've learned this evening, and I hope the chat would agree, that you seem like behind all this layer of bravado and tough guy stuff and all these masks, I really feel like you're a good person deep down inside. You've just got scripts in your head.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you've got some scripts in your head. But and then Debbie, for you, it's really, really important. Like I said before, you are enough. You should value yourself. There's no code. There's no rule. You just be a kind person that you obviously are. You love your husband. You love your family. But you are enough. You are enough.
Well, thank you, Steve. I have to remind myself of that fact.
And you've always been enough.
And I thank you for, and I thank you for that.
It's absolutely my pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure. I need to wrap just because this has been quite a day. I must say. I want to give you guys. I want to give you both an opportunity to share whatever's on your mind from what you've either learned today or things that you want to do, because our journey together, Mike, is not over. Debbie, you as well. At some point, I would imagine I'm going to be sitting down at your dining room table, drinking coffee, having a sandwich, and whatever else we're going to do. Look at yearbooks. It's going to happen. It's plan on it, okay? Plan on it. But I want to give you guys an opportunity. If there's anything else that you want to share, anything you want to to share or just speak. So the floor is yours, Debbie. Debbie, let's start with you. What would you like to say, if anything? If not, that's okay too.
Well, the main thing that I would like to say is,
talk to the phone right here.
Oh, I am. I think you can hear me, right, Steve?
I can. Yes, Mike. Let her talk. Don't interrupt her. I'm going to scold you.
No, I'm not. I just want to make sure she can hear you.
No, I can hear her.
I got you. Okay.
The main thing that I would like to say is, I'm grateful. You've opened both our eyes, not just Michael's, but mine too. And I'm grateful for your conversation with him today. He harbors a lot of anger. One thing you will get from him is honesty. And whether you like what he says or not, he's going to tell you how he feels.
Good.
A lot of our I don't want to say problems, but our relationship with our family, which we in all honesty, Steve, we don't have a lot of family that communicates with us because we, mostly Mike, will tell them how they feel. I grew, like I told you, I grew up in a Catholic household where a lot of things were pushed under the rug. We didn't talk about certain things, and we were taught a certain way, and I'm sure you can relate to that. And
I grew up Catholic
being
too,
around
Debbie. I grew up Catholic too. I get it. Yep. I get it.
Being around my family is you're not getting the truth. You're going there and you're getting a show. So a lot of times we just don't communicate. And I just appreciate the fact that Michael, I get mad at him. I'm not going to lie to you. I get mad at him for the way he thinks. And sometimes I tell him, you need to just shut your mouth. Sometimes you got to just be quiet to get along. And maybe that's probably not the right thing for me to tell him. But I think there's a big breakthrough that's been made today. And I appreciate that.
Me too. You are enough, right, Debbie?
I am enough. Yes.
Damn right you are. Damn right you are. Thank you for being that part of that conversation. I look forward to meeting you because I have a feeling we will. Mike, you have an amazing wife. Same here. Mike, you have an amazing wife who loves you and loves your family and wants you to stop being so angry. And she's there. She's there by your side. And, you need to acknowledge that. You need to understand how grateful you are to have somebody like that in your life, right?
Yes,
right,
sir.
Mike? Good man.
Yes,
so
sir.
what would you like to say? What are your last words for tonight, Mike?
Well, my last words is that I think God put you in my life today. And my patron saint is Saint Anne, which you're Catholic, which is Jesus' grandmother and Mary's mother. And I think I touched her today, and I said, "Hey, I need some help." And that was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I happened to find you. I think it was like 9:30, and I started listening to you, and I'm like, you know what? He's talking some things that maybe I need to be thinking about. So, Steve, you became a really good friend to me. You woke me up. A lot of people look at me as like a hard ass, I guess you would call it. I'm sorry to swear.
Sure. It's okay, Mike. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man.
No, I don't like doing that because I know that, this is live. And you took me down. I never had nobody take me down like that. And that's a good thing. I mean,
can I interject 1 second, Steve? Okay, so he's been telling me a few weeks now that he's been, talking and he gets shut out. And I said to him, I says, Mike, I said, why do you keep going back and listening? You know that what you say is wrong and they're going to shut you out. So there's a reason that he kept listening to you.
Well,
I believe there's a reason.
There's a reason, Steve. And today, I just said, fuck it. I need somebody to straighten my shit out, And,
well, you said maybe I need to listen and not talk.
I need to listen to somebody.
Yes.
And you kept calling me out. And then you kept saying, Mike. And I seen everybody going, oh, he's scared, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I'm not scared. It's just that I didn't know how to handle you, but you were so nice and calm, and you helped me out, Steve.
I think you wanted to reach out, Mike.
I really wanted to reach out to you, but I didn't know how to do it, brother.
Well, here we are, right? Look what happened, and look what happened. I want to leave you both with this. First of all, Debbie, yes, you are enough. Mike, you too, sir, are enough. Okay, keep that in mind. And I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. And you also we collectively owe our chat, my mod team, a lot, because in the past, again, we're not going backwards, but in the past, you've been in our chat and you've not said some very nice things. They've tolerated it for a long time. There's times that we move on from it, but then you come back. And I just want to show, this is an example for everybody. Community exists everywhere if you are willing to find it, right? And you got challenged today and you responded the way we all hope that people would respond, not with anger. You didn't respond. You weren't defensive. You just were willing to listen. And that's what the whole goal is here. I just want to thank you both very much. This meant a lot to me. For those of you interested, I will figure out a way to post this on our YouTube channel. We didn't stream it live tonight, but I'll post it. I'll probably be up there tomorrow, so just give me some time to do that. But I want to thank you both. Like I said, Mike, I'll be reaching out. I'll get information from AD. I will share that with you. I'll share my phone number with you. I don't share that with everybody, so I want you to know that this is how important this is to me, that this conversation continues. I just want to thank you both for being here and for making everybody's Friday night a hell of a lot better. Everybody, if I could ask the chat just to send Debbie and Mike some flowers, some love, some hearts, whatever that would look like, just so they can see just a visual reflection of how important this conversation was to you all and to them, so that you can see it in real time, Mike and Debbie, because that's what's important.
I hope it was a great conversation. Thank you.
It was very much. We love you both. I'm glad to hear you say that. We love you both. You're both enough. And Mike, I'll be in touch. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. I love you.
You got. I love you too, man. See you later. Good night. Have a good night.
Good.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, friend. I'll be in touch. I apologize, Mike. I didn't mean to drop you like that. Thank you, HR. If I never did another live ever again, my tank would be full for sure. I want to thank you all for being here for that, right? I really, really do. I'll take the flowers, but this is about Mike's willingness. This is about Mike's willingness to have this conversation and for Debbie to realize, and for Debbie to accept her value and her worth. I want to thank Tom, and I want to thank HR, and I want to thank Tony. I want to thank AD. I want to thank everybody here who's part of that, because this crazy device that we have, this app that can be problematic at times, without it, it never would have happened. So thank you, friends. I appreciate you. Probably see you on the TikTok streets. Make sure you're touching some grass. Make sure you're, appreciating yourself, licking the mirror, patting yourself on the back, because you two are enough. Mods, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. You know that. Chat, you're amazing. Everybody have a good night. Be safe. I don't know who to raid. I don't care. Get some air. I love you, friends. I'll talk to you soon.